everybody, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be diving into my 2000 point Lizardmen army list for Warhammer Fantasy Battle 6th edition. I'll walk you through why I took each unit and how I plan to use them on the battlefield. So if you're a Lizardman fan or just curious about how they work in 6th edition, stick around. This army doesn't have a specific theme. It was more put together with what I had ready or almost ready so I could get it on the tabletop. First up, we invest 380 points in a Slann Mage Priest. I've chosen a 4th generation Slann here to stop all the miscasts, which I think is critical for the amount of output I'm expecting to get from this guy. He's the anchor of the army, giving me a ton of magical dominance. The Plaque and Tepok grants him an additional spell, taking up to 5, so he can really control the magic phase. His primary role is to sit back in the Temple Guard where he's protected from harm. I'll typically give him the Law of Heavens, but I have been flirting with other laws depending on the matchup. If you have a favourite law to take, let me know in the comments. Keeping this guy alive is essential, so the plan is to play cautiously with him, relying on his magical prowess to swing the game in my favour. Next we have a Saurus Scar veteran, my hard-hitting hero. I've equipped him with a great weapon, taking him up to strength 7 on the charge. What really makes him dangerous is the charm of the Jaguar warrior, which gives him a massive movement boost, allowing him to move 9 inches and charge 18. Pair this with the venom of the firefly frog for the poison and magical attacks, and the blessed spawning of Sotek, which gives him an extra attack on the charge to a total of 5. He's perfect for hunting down enemy heroes, chariots and smaller units. His job is to act as a versatile threat, rushing forward to engage weaker characters and threatening enemy flanks with his high mobility. He's also great for countering enemy cavalry with his high strength attacks. Now onto my 2 Skink Priests, each upgraded to level 2. Usually again with the Law of Heavens. These little guys add some extra magical support, particularly in the early game. One of them has the Cloak of Feathers, which allows him to fly around the battlefield, giving him great mobility to grab objectives and cast spells from a safe distance. These guys are also the eyes for the Slann to cast safely through, but most importantly, they're powered ice batteries. Moving on to the core of the army, we've got a solid block of 21 Saurus Warriors with hand weapons and a full command. These guys are the anvil, tough, strong, designed to hold the line against almost any infantry in the game. They're resilient with toughness 4 and good armor saves in close combat, which means that they'll soak up a lot of damage and dish out some powerful attacks. With only a 5+ save versus range, these guys really rely on the Slann for protection in the magic phase, and that toughness 4 for attacks in the shooting phase. Next up, we've got 2 units of Skink Skirmishers with Scout. These guys have given a great flexibility to the army. I also use them to harass the enemy, screen more valuable units and march blocking enemies. Their poison blowpipes are fantastic for wearing down monsters, heavy armoured units and even taking out the enemy war machines. Skinks are a nightmare for the opponent to deal with when they're used correctly, which I very rarely do. In the special section, we've got a unit of Temple Guard. These guys are the Slann's bodyguard. They're 16 strong, and you can actually see in this unit we've got 6 normal Saurus who are moonlighting as Temple Guard. And they've got full command and shields. Their job is simple, protect the Slann at all cost. With the stubborn rules, these guys generally will hold the line. Usually I'll keep them in the centre to support the Saurus Warriors. As long as they're holding, the Slann is free to unleash his magical power. However, these guys are a massive target, mainly because the Slann floating in the middle of them. Then we have a fast-hitting unit of Saurus Cavalry. These guys can hit like a freight train with 6 models, a champion, and the blessed spawning of Sotek. They go to strength 5 with 3 attacks on the charge, and that's not counting the champion and the cold ones. Their high movement means that they can threaten flank attacks, and if they get the charge off, their high strength will chew through almost anything, including elite infantry and monsters. And they also cause fear, but the only downside is they do have that stupidity. However, the cold-blooded helps that out a lot. Lastly, we have a big dinosaur, the Stegadon. This guy's a monster in every sense of the word, with high strength, toughness, and impact hits on the charge. He's excellent at breaking through enemy lines, smashing through infantry blocks and scaring away smaller units. The Stegadon is there to cause havoc, and I usually send him into the thick of the combat, aiming to hit enemy units that are already softened up by the skinks or from magic. His terror-causing ability is great for forcing panic checks and can really turn the tide of the battle. You also may get lucky with the giant bow taking out something important. And there you have it, my 2000 point Lizardmen army list. This army list has a bit of everything, however relies on that strong magic phase to win the game. As I said, this is put together from the stuff that I have ready and painted, but I am looking to expand the force. So if you have any ideas of what I could do, I'm not necessarily looking for a stronger list, but I am looking for something that's got strong theming. But most importantly, I want it to be fun to play. I'm already eyeing up a Saurus list with an old blood and a cold one. So let me know in the comments your favourite Lizardman list, or how you would change the list I've shown you. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more Warhammer content. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.